1, and we're fucking live! Hey, everybody! I am your host, George Baum, as usual, as I've been for the past couple of weeks now. And joining me today, I have Gene DiMaggio, otherwise known as Eureka 316, and Proto Reed, or however the fuck you pronounce his name. RVD, or whatever the fuck you pronounce his name. Again, like what he said.
What in the world did you just call me?
And also, you may have noticed another... And you've also may have noticed a different change of scenery. It's because I am finally in a brand new house, and we've finally gotten done moving. This will be my my key place of doing the podcast now. As soon as I get my laptop fixed, I will be doing it from my room as well. And depending on what we're going to be doing, what the Wi-Fi is going to be like, this will continue. Otherwise, you might... And if my Wi-Fi keeps ending up being shit, you might see me continuously here. But nevertheless, that's off track. Today, we will be talking about the Aqua Teen Hunger Force series finale. Wabbit and Be Cool Scooby-Doo finally gained their premiere dates. The voice actress for a brand new character on Fairly OddParents being revealed, as well as a new character for Fairly OddParents revealed in general. And finally, we're going to be talking about being Puppycat again for the first time in... nearly a year.
Almost a year.
And trust me, people, it's going to be fucking fun to rip that.
De ahí de esa forma. Y ya no te hago caso. Porque me molesta, porque oye, me estaban hablando.
Give me a minute.
Okay, then. Well, that happened. But anyway,
yeah, that kind of happened.
I think we'll start off with probably the simplest news. Aqua Teen Hunger Force finally ending. For those of you who aren't aware of this, Aqua Teen Hunger Force has been running for about 13 years, maybe longer. Is that correct, Gene?
It actually started since the creation of Adult Swim.
Oh wow!
So technically, Aqua Teen Hunger Force is basically the longest running series in Adult Swim, and it actually aired its last episode, broadcast its last episode on Adult Swim just last week.
Yeah.
Or so we thought.
And for those who aren't aware of this, during what it was originally going to be the on-air finale, which debuted on Sunday, I believe. I can't remember. Last Sunday, it was pretty caught a lot of fans off guard because of how it ended. It reminded me a bit of how Futurama ended a couple of years ago as well. And so, like, fans were displeased with that, but what many people didn't know, there was actually a second real series finale that they put up on the Adult Swim website. Did any of you guys see either one of these finales?
Yes. It was like, oh my god. It was like Rick and Morty, but dialed up to 11. It was like this... I can't believe that these two guys. I forgot who the creators are, but these guys are absolute geniuses. They know how to throw a curveball at you with the first ending of the TV series, where it's very sad and somber, and then it turns out you got another episode saying, "Hey, we just did that last weekend. Let's do another one where we can get to kill everybody."
Yeah, exactly. It was fucking hilarious. Like, I watching this episode made me remember why I really love this show so much. This is actually, I feel like, potentially the first ever adult-oriented animated show I ever watched when I was like... I remember catching it once when I was watching Futurama when they used to air it on Adult Swim when I was younger, and then all of a sudden this show came out and I was like, what the fuck is this? And I didn't get it when I was younger, but I watched like the first few seasons of it a few years ago when I was like 12 or something, and I fucking laughed my ass off then. And looking back at it now, I still laugh at it because like I now get more of the jokes that they're throwing at us. It's still really funny. I haven't seen I'm not like a diehard fan of the show. I haven't seen like all of the seasons or anything, but I might.
Alright.
Okay, Pro, do you have some like Mexican issues you want to confront and put into the podcast, or do you mind muting your mic?
I'm muting my mic because my brother knows no. Because my brother really doesn't know how to lower his voice.
I can tell.
Anyway,
the series finale that they just leaked a couple days ago. The first finale I actually really liked. Like, I personally really enjoy like the direction they went. I liked how unexpected it was, like how seriously they took it, and then all of a sudden it just like it takes this really serious route, and then all of a sudden like you think this is like the real finale, and then all of a sudden they just leak another episode on AdultSwim.com, and let me tell you, it's one of the funniest fucking things I have seen in a long time. I could not stop laughing.
I would agree with you on that one. I mean, these guys, they really know how to make a finale, and it is quite sad that they have to end it. The only thing that my only problem with the finale, with both finales, was that neither of them actually featured Dr. Weird, who was the villain on the first 4 seasons. Wherein at the very opening of the episode, he introduces a villain that would a creature that Frylock, Meatwad, and Master Shake would eventually take on. But after that, they would just drop the character out completely, just the original stuff. But still, it's nice to see it. It's nice to see the other villains back together in the finale. Also, all for some strange reason being part of thinking they're immortal. And
that
then
was one of the funniest montages I've seen in a long time. I nearly pissed myself laughing.
And I mean, it's just so sad. I mean, they're just so sad that Adult Swim did decide to cancel this for no reason. Although, according to the to an interview in the Vice.com, when they interviewed the creators think it was guilt economics because, number one, it's the most successful show on Adult Swim, so they have a lot, and it's very, very cheap to make.
Yeah.
I mean, the animation is very, very cheap. It doesn't cost that much.
Yeah.
So the profit and loss is so big, and they believe that because with shows like Rick and Morty coming out, it's becoming a hit, but it's being overshadowed by Aqua Teen Hunger Force raking in more money. So they think that okay, we'll just get rid of Aqua Teen Hunger Force, let Rick and Morty shining as the new face of Adult Swim and other shows like that and all that. So that's what they think. Guilt economics, as they say.
Yeah, that just.
But they're still working on doing the spin-off on Aqua Teen Hunger, starring Carl, the fat bastard.
Oh my god, that would be fucking amazing.
That would be really, really amazing.
Yeah, definitely. But
right
wow.
Right now, from what I've heard, Aqua Teen Hunger Force will air tonight, but they will air the pilot of the series episode. So
oh my god, I love that episode. That's
forward
classic.
to that. I'm glad that they're going to end it by going back to where it all began. So
yeah, that's really a good idea. But as for like the whole idea of them just canceling the show, I honestly feel like it's a good idea that they cancel the show because yeah, I think it's a funny show, but I feel like what I've seen of like a lot of good shows out there, if they go on for far too long, they start to get stale and they're just like being there just for the sake of being there and making more money. So I feel like Adult Swim made the right decision and also are going to give some new light onto another new show that they've gotten onto. I mean, at first, like, I'll admit I didn't like the first season of Rick and Morty that much, and I've been watching a little bit of I've watched a couple of few scenes from season 2. It's actually really surprisingly they've upped their game a lot, drastically, and I think I might check out more of them sooner or later. I'm not entirely sure though. So I feel like they're doing a good idea and not like just exploiting it for the sake of more money. Like I'm saying.
Right. Anyhow, too bad we can't hear Proto on this, but I guess we can move on to the next one if it's okay with you.
Oh, sure. The next topic... Oh, to wrap this up, basically, good show. Really glad it ended, finally. Hope the creators move on to do better work, and I just hope for the better for Adult Swim.
Yep, so it's great to see I will definitely miss Frylock, Master Shake, Carl, and Meatwad. But Meatwad. So it's all in good.
Yeah.
All in good.
All right. Moving on from a series ending to a series beginning, the 2 release dates for Boomerang, I believe, or Cartoon Network's newest show, Wabbit and Be Cool Scooby-Doo, are apparently airing in October. And I believe we... Okay, bro, stop Mexican fights into this podcast. This is an animation podcast, not a Mexican fighting podcast.
I'll just continue.
Anyway, as I was saying, apparently, so they have officially gotten their release dates after a while of being story details being revealed about them, as well as some concept art and a couple of unfinished animated storyboarders. And the most we've seen of Wabbit is about 2, maybe 3 seconds of animation. And with Be Cool Scooby-Doo, they've been showing a lot of it, and it looks fucking horrible. Like, just God Almighty, wow. Like,
basically, Scooby-Doo is basically the latest incarnation of the Scooby-Doo TV series after Mystery Incorporated. But the designs have been altered, so that's going to look a little different. In a way, the best I would describe the cover design basically it's Family Guy light.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Like, if you remember that one sight gag they did, like during one of the earlier scenes of Family Guy, when they did a sight gag with Scooby-Doo, just imagine that, but it's going to be like the whole show. Like, not like the joke they had in that side skip, sight gag. Fuck no, it's just the same animation style. And good God Almighty, it looks fucking terrible.
I mean,
especially when you take into account that the last Scooby-Doo incarnation we got was Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, which is honestly probably the best Scooby-Doo incarnation out there, because it did something that other Scooby-Doo incarnations didn't do, is that they actually had a plot, like a different, like an overarching plot that actually had character development and world building and recurring themes and like a grand mystery at hand and characters learning about themselves. Like, they turned like the simply animated show from like the 1960s into something akin to like I don't know, like a really damn great mystery show. Like, genuinely, like, you don't even have to be a fan of Scooby-Doo to like enjoy that show. Like, you can just watch that and just appreciate like the level of detail that people have put into it. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
It is amazing. Not to mention it just had this unique twist ending that at the ending of the Mystery Incorporated, spoiler alert here if you haven't seen it, that the Scooby-Doo gang actually was transported to another world, which actually was the setting of the very first Scooby-Doo episode from the 1960s. So the series just went full circle here, which is like one of the biggest, like, whoa, I did not expect that for them to pull off. So that was like, it is quite an amazing, and I will agree, it's also one of the darkest Scooby-Doo iterations out there in that there wasn't like any real danger, but they had that real illusion that the cast are indeed in grave danger of death.
Yeah.
And that was something that's so unique about Mystery Incorporated that we'll likely never see it again sometime anytime soon. Be Cool Scooby-Doo is pretty much goes back to the form of them solving just plain mysteries, but with comedy being the
main focus.
The theme here, the focus here. And the one thing that personally that really irked me the most was that I actually watched the early screening where we do different voice actors.
Yeah.
And for the design that would have fit, but it's officially confirmed that all the voice actors from the previous from Mystery Incorporated are coming back to redo their.
Oh God! Damn it!
And I would say just no.
Fuck.
From the way the tone of this version does, it just doesn't fit.
No, just no. There's so much no, no,
With,
no, no,
with
no,
respect,
no, no, no,
with
so much
respect
no.
to Frank, with respect to Frank Welker, who did Fred and Scooby-Doo, his voice just doesn't fit with this version of Fred, who's pretty much an obnoxious old idiot.
Fuck!
I mean, I'd be fine hearing the voice of Meg and Family Guy playing as Velma here, but no, Haley Kuko as the new voice of Velma. No, that's simply
God damn it. They are fucking doomed.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring Spider-Man to this one, only for this one. This is basically the transition we got from the Spectacular to Ultimate. A pretty shitty transition to be. A pretty shitty transition to in short.
Understatement of the fucking decade.
definitely.
Yeah.
There's nothing we can do about it now. We can only we can hope that
It gets canceled. It gets canceled after season 1. Nobody will fucking miss that show, for fuck's sake.
I'm just hoping that the movie reboot that's going to come in 2017 is going to be much better.
That was mentioned a couple of weeks ago. Damn it!
Yeah.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, Warner Brothers did decide that they're going to do a reboot of the franchise in theaters, and it's going to be animated.
Which I'm fine with. That actually sounds really good.
I'm just hoping that this one will at least be in tone with Mystery Incorporated. If they can do that, then yeah, I'm all for it. But
just keep Roger Gosno and James Gunn as far away from it as physically possible.
Right, I agree with that.
Dude, I managed to dig up some more information about that piece of shit, and James Gunn wasn't the one responsible to those decisions on the script on Scooby-Doo.
I know. I'm just saying.
It was this asshole called.
Remind me about it.
It was this asshole called Timothy Dudley who went to write Percy Jackson. Yeah.
That's fucking lovely.
Yeah, that's why. So, but anyway.
Oh, I forgot to mention about that animated reboot that a lot of people who had some good credentials are working on it. I believe one of the producers of the Iron Giant is going to work on that. Dan Povenmire is also confirmed to be involved. So we got the guys who've been confirmed to work on the reboot, and some guys from the Lego movie as well. So
that sounds really good. Believe it or not.
So there's promise there that the movie will be good. So, I mean, you got Phineas and Ferb, you got the Iron Giant, and you got the Lego movie working.
And I believe Dan Povenmire actually also helped a lot on Rocko's Modern Life and Family Guy for a few instances as well. And I think he might have worked on SpongeBob. I can't entirely remember though.
I know he and Jeff did work on something on Nick. I just can't recall if it's either SpongeBob or
Here we go.
I think it's Rocko. I think you worked with Rocko.
Definitely, he definitely worked on Rocko. Yeah, he did work on SpongeBob. He wrote Graveyard Shift, Sydney SpongeBob and the Worm, and the Fry Cook games.
Okay. So
I guess we're in good hands then.
So the movie is in good hands. So we're cool with that.
And I mean, also Warner Bros. Animation has been upping their game recently. See the Lego Movie, and I'm glad they're going to be getting back on track with that as well. And I feel like this has potential.
Yeah.
So on the other hand, to quote myself from like the podcast we did on the movie, Scooby-Doo, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. So yeah, that pretty much covers our thoughts on Be Cool. But now let's go to Wabbit.
I don't feel like there's much to talk about with it because we don't know anything about it.
Now here's what I dug up is that it's going to be a 30-minute series, but it will be divided into a series of 4 to 5 minute shorts. So in a way, it's similar. The format will be similar to the classic Looney Tunes format. About however long that lasted, like 5-6 minutes as well.
Yeah, around 7 to 6 minutes. was the usual runtime, I believe. 'Cause I used to watch Looney Tunes all the time as a little kid. Like, I especially watched the Bugs Bunny Roadrunner movie, which is an anthology of classic Looney Tunes shorts that string together into a feature film. It's seriously one of the best collections of film animated shorts you'll ever see in your fucking life. It's fucking hilarious. I mean, it's Looney Tunes, for God's sakes.
I mean, the Looney Tunes. There's a reason why the Looney Tunes stand the test of time, even after so many years after they broadcast it. It still stands today against all the animated shows that we see now. So now Rabbit is attempting to return to that formula, one way or another.
I hope it works. Is the thing. I just hope this doesn't end up being like, I don't know, like something we were going to be getting with Be Cool Scooby-Doo. I think it's because like they've been so mysterious about it that I can't really form a proper opinion on it. But I'm mildly hopeful for it. Right.
We'll find out in about a month to see how that one goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
let's move on to probably the most pointless news that for some reason gained the most hate. Fairly Odd Parent and Danny Phantom creator Butch Hartman recently announced that they're going to be adding a new character onto Fairly Odd Parent Season 10, which was going to be a brand new neighbor for Timmy Turner, and the voice actress is apparently the same one who does the voice for Chloe on We Bare Bears, correct?
No, that's not. No, you're incorrect.
Okay, who was that? I can't remember.
The voice actor of Chloe, not the Chloe in We Bare Bears. That's
okay,
sorry to say that. The Chloe in Fairly Odd Parents will be played by Carrie Walgren. Now, Carrie Walgren actually has a very, very long career as a voice actor. Yeah, she's been voice acting since 2002. But the majority of her role is pretty much done in anime. So for English anime fans out there, she plays Hawako in Fooly Cooly, and the main character Robin Senna in Witch Hunter Robin. If you're not into anime, you'll probably remember her as the voice of Charmcaster in the Ben 10 series. She played in all iterations of Ben 10. She plays Charmcaster, but she plays a lot of different characters, mostly minor characters, throughout her career. So right now, she actually even played several characters in Star Wars: The Voices of Evil. She also played as Carol in Harvey Beats. The Invisible Woman in Hulk and the Agents of Smash. Jessica Rose in The Talking Doll, Rick and Morty. So these are all minor characters, and she also played. She also received a nomination for voice acting for as Letta Tumon in the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
So right now, her latest role will be the character of Chloe Carmichael in The Fairly Odd Parents. She will be Timmy's new neighbor, and Timmy is forced to share his godparents with Chloe for some strange reason. Which is kind of like weird, considering that in the show, the godparents are restricted to only one child, and for another person to know about the godparents is in violation of the rules.
But
Timmy could be losing his godparents in this case, but for some reason that's not the case. But he has to share them. Which doesn't make a lot of sense.
What is that he ends up wishing that he can share them with her because he's miserable and she can't have her own godparents or something like that.
In other words, they're retconning the show's rules.
Did they actually ever establish that like you can't wish for like to share your own godparents or something? Like they say you can't do that, but they don't say you can't wish for that. And good God, am I seriously trying to defend the continuity of Fairly fucking Odd Parents right now?
It's pretty much a messed up continuity already, so
yeah,
it's already a moot point.
I mean,
everybody has agreed that the movie Channel Chasers was supposedly the end all for the series. It had a very, very good ending. We get to see Timmy already grown up, living peacefully with Tammy, and then have a kids. and it was a bit sad because he had to lose his godparents at that point. But it was a good ending.
Yeah, it was a really good ending.
All of a sudden, you have all these seasons that pretty much went against Channel Chasers. That forget about that. We're in a completely new direction now.
Well,
So
clearly the creators of Very Odd Parents will go by the logic of Terminator Genesis rules, where there's no fucking rules and timelines exist like within each other, and like they can collide sometimes, except that not at all, because the choices made in those timelines would contradict the timeline that they're trying to connect to, and
it's a mess.
it's an understatement of the decade. But anyway, while I do agree Channel Chasers was probably the best way to end the series, and like people were saying it should end, I personally don't mind that like they've been stretching this out for a while, because I've watched some of the recent episodes that they have. I still find them funny, to be honest. Like, I know like it's not like as good as the original episodes were, but I don't feel like it's necessarily stooped to like modern SpongeBob levels of terrible quality. Like they have their moments, but for the most part, it's just been kind of like in like that middle ground for me.
Yeah.
In a way, it's similar to what we talk about with Aqua Teen Hunger Force, is that the show, to me personally, the show has run its course. It would have been nice if they actually maintained some of what was established in the earlier seasons, but it's since then it's been pretty much anything goes now.
Yeah.
It would have been nice if they did.
Fair and Lovely Blues, there's no rules. Come on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Personally, it would have been nice if they just ended it with Timmy hanging out with his crush Trixie Tang, but nah, we decided to give her a new girl that'll probably be his new love interest. So that's pretty much all.
I'm fine with that, honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm gonna.
If any of you, like, especially our viewers, if any of you followed the Rise and Fall of Nickelodeon on Facebook, which I do, and I saw like his latest post about the Free Odd Parents, I honestly I don't get what's so bad about getting worked up about something. Like, if you don't care that the franchise is going on and you want it to die, why do you constantly comment about that? Why are you constantly giving it more attention? Like, I don't care about the franchise, but I still watch it every now and then, because like I don't have cable and I don't find myself actually wanting to watch it. But when I do, I still laugh. I still find it funny. I still enjoy it. But I don't necessarily say like, oh, this is awful, I should just let this end like a modern SpongeBob is. To me, this is just more a case of it's just running its course and really needing to end currently. Like, if they just go on for like another season or so, I feel like that's where we're drawing the line. But I feel like this would probably be the best time to end it. If not, I don't care.
You could almost say the same with Teen Titans Go.
I used to think that show. Yeah,
I got you right there.
Yeah, I wish the show just ended in season 9, because I'm
Wait. Are you saying? Oh, never mind. You were saying. I thought you were talking about Teen Titans Go having like 9 seasons currently.
Nah, I wish.
No, but it is confirmed to get another season. So we're gonna have to endure another year of Titans doing a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna have more.
What you said about SpongeBob, about Fairly Odd Parents, you could say the same for Teen Titans Go in sense. That we want it to go away, but it's gonna be there for the long haul.
Fucking Vay.
I'm gonna put my bets that as much as I dislike Steven Universe and its way of storytelling, when the Screw Universe finally gets to it and finally makes a story that's compelling to everyone, it's gotta be Tron Teen Titans Go. But back to the subject in matter. I wish Fairly Odd Parents ended in season 9, because Butch Hartman has hinted for a long time that he wants to go back to Danny Phantom and finish it. But the Fairly Odd Parents are the only thing stopping him. I just wish that the show just ends so Butch can go back to a show that he actually likes, a show that he actually loves working on.
Yeah, that's pretty much a shame too. The last time I heard about Butch, he is working on a new on an app where he can produce cartoons at his own pace, but while at the same time it's geared towards kids, younger kids and family viewing. So kind of like a family viewing thing. Not likely to see any Phantom there, uh, but it's the closest we can get for him doing a project that's outside of the Fairly Odd Parents.
Which is sad, because the guy is really talented.
Speaking of which, yeah, the guy's pretty much talented. So I'm sure he'll figure something out to bring Danny Phantom back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better than nothing, I guess. And even then, like,
Right.
if like this keeps like if this constantly helps him out with keeping it financially stable, I don't see anything really wrong with that. I just feel like maybe he should like pitch to next some like new ideas similar to what
Right.
C.H. Greenblatt did with Harvey Beaks after he got Charter canceled a couple of years ago, or was it? How long was?
Hmm.
When was Charter canceled? Like 2010,
Yep.
2009? No.
It was canceled probably before, on the 2000s, but not just before Adventure Time came out.
Oh, okay. Because I remember watching. I remember seeing like an ad for it about. I think I can't remember. It was definitely around the time Adventure Time came out, so I think that was 2010. Yeah, it was 2010.
Right.
But anyway, I feel like he could pull something off really well that isn't like something related to Fairly Odd Parents or Danny Phantom. I feel like he works on something new and original, or maybe even do like a feature-length animated film or something, because his style could really blend well into CGI or something, or even hand-drawn or whatever. I feel like he could pull it off well. Just don't make it like the god-awful made-for-TV Fairly Odd Parents movies. Jesus Christ, on Broadway.
Right.
Little tip for you all. For all of you saying that this franchise needs to die, I want you to watch like a couple episodes. One episode in particular of one of the newest rare episodes of the show. I think it was called Finding Emo. Watch that episode. Actually, legitimately, really, really fucking funny. And then say to yourself like, you want this franchise to die, and then look back at those 3 movies and tell me what the real fucking problem with this franchise is.
Yeah.
One episode where Timmy wished no he was never born, and then it turns out that everybody was living fine without him.
Yep.
So it's like, oh my god, what is this? What is this trying to do? It's like, I don't want to say more than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has gone to some weird places.
Understatement of the decade.
But yeah.
The episode I was just telling you about has a scene where Cosmo turns into a tractor and starts singing about it like a tractor song for some fucking reason. Again, it's a legitimately funny episode. I really recommend it.
Yeah. But anything.
I prefer the.
Yeah, continue, Ryoga.
The guys have Timmy has a where if he makes a mistake, he actually says redo and then it goes back in time and he has to redo the whole thing. And all of a sudden, Dippy gets one as well, and it's a battle of redo. Redo wishes. It's like, oh my god, that was hilarious.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. I don't give a shit really. Maybe if it turns out well, yay. If it doesn't, I don't care. That's about it.
I mean, the only thing I'm going to care about is. Well, forget what I just said. We'll just move on.
Good. Because if you were going to say what I think I was going to say, since I am in the same state as where we are, I am going to get in the fucking car and drive straight to your fucking house.
Moving on.
Anyway, moving on to the big meat of today, being Puppycat. For those of you who aren't aware of this, about a year ago, maybe longer, Being Puppycat premiered on Cartoon Hangover, which is a YouTube channel run by Fred Alert, who worked on very as we were talking about earlier, Adventure Time, Bravest Warriors. What else did they do? Danny Phantom. Ryoga, you mind filling me in?
Pretty much all the works Butch Hartman made. Tough Puppy, Danny Phantom.
Yeah, that's another one.
And of course they did Adventure Time. They did Bravest Warriors, and Being Puppycat, and a series of other shorts that they have that exclusively on their network, including one of my favorites, Dr. Lollipop, which is a unicorn doctor trying to take care of an ailing dinosaur, in the most bizarre way possible. It's weird, but it was fun.
Okay then. And about a few years ago, maybe longer, they made a Kickstarter for a brand new show called Bee and Puppycat. And along with that, they linked an animated pilot, which was going to be what many people thought the original show was going to be. And the Kickstarter got backed up by about $1 million, maybe more. Was it 1 million?
800,000.
It was 800,000, and
Yeah.
well, basically nearly $1 million. And then they put it into production, and then the show finally dropped. And if you want to know our thoughts on when it finally dropped, I'll link the podcast that we talked about that from about a year ago or so. And now today, I believe they linked one of the final episodes they'll be putting out for the show. And I haven't watched it, so because it's not important. What's really important is, well, bro, you might want to fill us in.
Yeah.
I'll fill it in for you guys. Here's what's happening. Basically, this is the 5th and 6th episode, which is titled Birthday Girl, is the first episode since December of last year. So it's like 8-9 months since we last see the first episode. Now, this episode is not available to the public, but instead it is available to Kickstarter users. And I actually wrote this. Someone was able to bring out this message from the people behind the show. And what the message is saying is that yes, this is exclusive for Kickstarter users. We're asking everyone who paid the Kickstarter to not distribute anywhere, not let anybody else see it. This is for you guys and for you guys only. There is no plans to have this released on YouTube or on Cartoon Hangover. And furthermore, this one is only good until the 31st of August, which is tomorrow. And here's there's the reason here's what they're saying. This is important for getting funding for potential future seasons of Bee and Puppycat. So we ask you keep the video 100% to yourselves. You back it, you earn it. The last 4 episodes are in production, so look forward to another production update soon. Are you
fucking kidding me? Are you fucking shitting us? Are you fucking kidding everyone?
I really cannot believe that people can believe. I know we have neighbors.
Yeah, are you fucking shitting me? Are you shitting me on my fucking ancestors? This only proves that what we feared. This was just a scam from the get fucking go.
This is not just a scam. This is like legitimate theft. What they're doing right now. Like, think about it. Think about what they did. They linked a pilot for a brand new show. All right, fine. The pilot was really good. And then they finally released a show about like a year later, and it's completely fucking awful. And not just that, the animation quality let down about 10 pegs, and the voice acting quality as well. Oh, and even the writing quality as well. And they only released them not very often. So that means that they purposely did this just to steal people's money on Kickstarter.
It is such. Oh my god. There's no amount. I'm trying to be civil here because I know you guys have lots, but seriously, the way the staff are saying, it's almost saying that it will have to wait like another 8 months, probably another year, for the final 3 or 4 episodes, and those are only 6 minutes long each.
Yeah.
Yes, it's that's bullshit over 11.
No, that's not just over 11. That's over 12.
Gee.
You know how often we get over 12? Not that often. Really, not that often. I say.
So for I'm trying to think $800,000 or so, 900 round off. Two to 3 years worth of animation. That's what? 6 minutes, 6 times 9.
Yeah.
45 minutes.
Yeah. completely gone and completely wasted.
And everyone they play them like a fiddle and cut their strings. That's what happened, and we fell for it.
Everyone fell for it. I can't believe it. Okay. I have a friend who likes the show. And you know what? That's fine. Whatever the fuck you like. I don't judge you. I don't judge her for what she thinks. She doesn't judge me for what we think. We have a really great relationship. We've been chatting for the past couple of days now. I'm fine with that. I don't give a shit about the show. I think it's an awful, awful show. Like, really fucking bad. Like, one of the worst shows I've ever seen in my fucking life levels of bad. But where I draw the line is the same line where I drew with Fan 4 Stick. This is not just, I don't care about the actual product that you gave me. I care that you just made this product just to scam people.
Idiots.
Just, for the record, believe it or not, for those of you who aren't with us, I actually ended up watching Fan 4 Stick a couple of days ago, because guess what? There was a decent copy of it online. And you know what? I'll admit it. I didn't think it was that awful. It wasn't particularly great by any means, or even that good, but I don't see it like as like a completely unwatchable movie like people are making it out to be. But you know what? I'm glad it bombed, because you know why? This is just showing people that, again, it's a bad business practice. And by doing this right now, what being Puppycat is doing, this is going to lose many people their jobs.
Idiots.
You fucking idiots.
Okay.
Wasn't the main idea of Kickstarter like to back up projects that were going to help you make money, and you also deliver the product that's actually good? Like, let's face it, there are more Kickstarter horror stories than successes. Why do you think that is?
Yeah.
And to compare, there are two other Kickstarter projects that did deliver on a much smaller budget. Let me give you two examples. Number one, Studio Trigger. They're the ones who are behind the anime Kill la Kill.
Oh,
they
wow.
made a Kickstarter. They made a Kickstarter campaign for the sequel to their animated short Little Witch Academia. They got $600,000 off of it, and they released it to Kickstarter backers early this summer. And the quality of that animation, for an hour's worth of animation that only took them a year to produce, under $600,000, which is far less than what me and Puppycat was asking for, and they delivered it. It is basically, for those who haven't seen it, Studio Trigger will release it to the public this October, and I will recommend you guys check it out, because it is easily one of the most beautifully made animated movies this year.
Which movie?
Little Witch Academia 2.
Oh, yeah. Ah, damn it. I forgot to catch up on that. Damn it.
That's a Kickstarter campaign.
Wasn't the first one Kickstarter too?
It's not a Pixar work. It's Studio Trigger's work. It's a Japanese studio. They did Kill la Kill, which is one of their projects, and apparently the staff of Steven Universe are fans of Studio Trigger. In fact, Ian Jones-Quartey actually invited the head of Studio Trigger to Cartoon Network Studios for a collaboration project. But the studio, I'm seriously. But the head said they said they had to turn it down because they don't travel, and that would have been. Would you imagine that the people behind Kill la Kill and the people behind Steven Universe get to work together? That would have been epic.
Oh my god, that would have been fucking amazing.
That would have been amazing. And seriously, Studio Trigger are aware of Cartoon Network. They are fans of Cartoon Network shows. That's why several of the creators behind Steven Universe actually do made a cameo on Little Witch Academia. If you guys could watch it, like I said, it will come out this October. For those who didn't back on the Kickstarter, it will be released to the public, and I suggest you guys watch it. I also suggest you guys watch the first one. It's also available online. It is beautiful. It is magical. The story is pretty much similar to Harry Potter, but it is executed beautifully. Like Beautiful.
Yeah, definitely. From what I saw of it, I watched the first like 5 minutes, maybe longer. I see the original. The original is fantastic. It's probably my favorite like anime short. I don't know what to classify it as per se, but it's one of my favorite like pieces of anime ever, and well, one of my favorite pieces of animation ever. And from what I've seen of this looks just as good, if not better. And yeah, I feel like it's a great example of how to use Kickstarter to gain more money. And hell, fun fact for you guys. Do any of you know the horror movie The Babadook?
The what?
The Babadook.
Have any of you heard of The Babadook?
Yes.
Believe it or not, that was a Kickstarter too.
Yes, actually.
Jennifer Kent, the director, put up a Kickstarter for the movie to earn her money so that she can get it produced. And guess what? We got her. It has a 98 on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's being regarded as one of the scariest movies of the last couple of years.
Yes.
I've seen it. Trust me.
Too.
It is that scary.
For that small of a budget and the Kickstarter, that was amazing. That's a successor. This is an example here. Let's go back to animation. There's another studio that's also asking for a much smaller amount, but they delivered animation. And I'm talking about Sunbird Studio, the creators of the Reward series, Tales of Electron. So we've talked about it before. They released this first short about two guys who found his tiered map and then gone on this amazing adventure that took them several years. And again, that's beautifully made. And then they asked for $100,000 to do a prequel. They got it and they delivered. Again, so beautiful. In fact, they're going to do a second one, even with that small budget. And
that's because they honestly care about the people that they're taking money from.
They really care about their craft. And
when you see something like this, you just see people who are just trying to scam people to get more money out of people, like manipulating like young tweens and shit who constantly get their parents to put in their credit card details to back up this shit.
I mean, the style changes from the pilot was just bad enough for me, and I just simply don't believe what creator Natasha Allegri is explaining on why B and Puppycat designs had to change from the pilot when the pilot was very well done. I love the character designs. I love the color palette. I've actually talked this before. Now, I don't like the design that much, but I mostly hate the color palette because it's so painful to the eyes.
Yeah, seriously, like I could not watch this thing without like getting my massive headache. It's not because like it's badly animated, it's because the color palette and the way it's shaded is awful. Like I know it seems like a weird thing to comment on, but if you have like very sensitive eyes like I do, it really strains on you.
It does. It really does. It doesn't help the fact. It doesn't help much that all these 6 episodes, nothing happens. It's just doing random stuff. The pilot has an established plot line, and at least in the case of Puppycat, having a backstory, but we've never actually seen that explored in all these 6 episodes. And now we only have like 3 to 4 episodes left. And I highly doubt that with the way the studio or the staff are handling it, I highly doubt this. We're gonna see any actual plot going on, and it just doesn't.
Continue. Ryoga?
Yes.
Yeah, continue. But yeah, you really nailed it down to it. It made it the pro. I wouldn't mind at all if the story at least was watchable, but I didn't. But I saw it like a couple of months ago, and I was literally not impressed. In fact, the more I watched it, I hated it more and more because there's a story base that could have been developed perfectly in this, but like you said, they just didn't give a shit. They just made this project to scam people and get more money, and the ones who are
this is exactly what happened with Fan Four Stick. Like, one of my biggest problems with that movie was the fact that the fucking Fox interfered with it so much, and it really fucking shows. And but here's the difference. Fan Four Stick was a great movie that was just butchered and raped and turned into a really bad, big flop. This was the intended product. There is no fucking excuse.
Yeah. Yeah, and continue. You're about to, just said it, you were going to say something, Ryoga?
Oh, no. I was about, well, we actually discussed it earlier, that Cartoon Hangover it is going to shut down its studios. That it is just a rumor. I can't confirm it yet, but that would potentially affect not only the production of being Puppycat, but also may imply that Bravest Warriors would be canceled effectively, since we know that Ian Jones Cordy, the former director of Steven Universe, is no longer working on Steven Universe and working on a secret project, which we assume is a TV series based on his pilot, Lakewood Plaza Turbo.
Yeah.
So that pretty much means more bad news, not just for the Bee and Puppycat show, but for those who actually backed it.
Yeah.
And
so, Frodo.
And you know what? Good.
Yeah,
I know.
Good.
I know I sound like a cold hard bastard, but good. It's fine.
No, don't feel that way. You should feel this way. Because what they did was fucking awful. Like, really fucking awful. Taking their money and delivering nothing but shit. Genuine shit. And now they're potentially dooming the entire channel. Just amazing. Just amazing that this thing is going by like legally sound. Like this should be in a lawsuit or something. This should be like a court case. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's just all I can say is that being Puppycat, I hate to say it, that show is pretty much down the drain now. So I wouldn't bother looking forward to the next 4 episodes, even if it takes like 3 years, because I'm pretty much done with it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
As we are recording this, neither of us are watching Bee and Puppycat. We are done with that show.
I stopped watching the show after the 3rd episode.
Yeah. We are refused. We are literally, after this, we're stopping with the Bee and Puppycat news. We are letting this base die slowly and painfully.
Right.
No more attention. No more health. No more nothing. It's done.
What they say: the best way to kill a wolf that's threatening you is to stop feeding it. Just let it starve out.
Right.
So our final thoughts is that you.
You don't have to say words, bro. You don't have to say words. These are our final thoughts.
Besides those, these ones are mine. You brought this upon yourselves.
You messed with the bull, now you're gonna get
the horns. So yeah, that pretty much concludes everything.
Yep.
Yeah, my final message for those who never got to see it, because they don't back Kickstarter, I will say this: don't bother. It's actually not worth it at all.
Nothing is worth it.
Nothing. All right.
All right then. I think that's officially a wrap on this podcast. All right. If you want to keep in touch with us, again, join us on Master Toons Assembled on Facebook. Like the page as well. And if you want to keep in contact with either one of us, I have my own personal Facebook. I also have my in-house critic page, which is facebook.com/inhousecritic. And also, I also have my account on Letterboxd, where I do reviews of current films, and even I do a couple of old ones. I also on that list, I currently have my personal ranking of this year so far from best to worst, and I think many of you will be possibly interested in what I have to say about that. Some of my choices might seem a bit controversial, but I don't really give a shit. Ryoga, tell us where we can find you.
Okay, so you can always find me on YouTube. Just look up my nickname, Ryoga316, where I do the spin-off of this podcast, the Master Toons Podcast Extended. Also check out my Facebook group page, Animation Nation, Toons and More, which is also a sister to the Master Toons assembled on Facebook. Guys?
Yeah, you can find me as Proto245. There you will find my social media accounts. But at this point, I really don't give a shit.
Yeah, same.
So let's close this out.
All right. By the way, like for any of our viewers who are going to delete, just end up disliking this video just because I said I liked Fan Four Stick. Go fuck yourself. And then I say, let's just wrap this up. And that has been the Massachusetts Podcast. I've been your host, George Baum, and we will be back next week, possibly, depending on what news we have and who's available. See you then.
See you then.